How is everybody doing tonight? So, tonight, uh, we have the last day of this Ugears Dream Cabriolet. I predicted yesterday would be the last day, and then we didn't finish it. But today is the last day, because we're either finishing it or we're just stopping working on it. I'm not going, it's the 29th day today. I'm not going to the 30th day. That would be a full calendar month. And apologies that I'm a little late today. It's actually, things are a little different tonight. There's a roof on my studio. Let me switch. I'm going to call it the Handycam. But it's actually, you know what? This is no longer works as a Handycam. Never mind. I'm going to have to redo something in my studio. Basically, I redid something today that I don't know how I can show you. Okay, here's how I'll show you. I'm going to switch to camera 4, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to lift it up. All right. There's a roof on my studio. You can see where it's clipped on over there. So the reason that's there is it's a giant diffuser. And what that's supposed to do for us is make this the lighting better. And I think it's working. I think things do look better. This is supposed to be the close-up camera, so let's zoom that one in. There we go. How does that look? That looks good. All right. So that looks good, and that's why I'm late. I was basically playing with that. But I have to fix what's going on here with this iPad, because it used to be iPad / Handycam, meaning that I could like pick it up and move it around. But the way I have it set up now, I can't do that. And I'm just going to have to, basically there's a cord that I need to extend. There's a cord that's like, right now, it's like, I don't know what, 6 inches. I need to extend it something that's like 3 feet, just specifically so that I can use it not only as iPad, like, you know, sitting here and I move the instructions, but so that it also can be that I can pick it up and you could see the camera from the iPad. You know, that might come in handy. Anyway, let's try to get this puzzle done. So here's the Dream Cabriolet. The outside looks pretty much done. I'm sure there's something that still needs to be added, but I mean, it looks fairly good. I mean, there's license plate on the front and back. We got like working windshield wipers, working windows. The windows go like up and down. There's like a little knob in there if I could find it. Why can't I find it? Oh, it's way down in the corner here. All right, let me see if I can get hold of that. I couldn't get it. All right, let me show you the wipers. You see the wipers moving? Actually, the wipers broke. I got to replace them. And they did give us extra wipers. Let me try to get the knob on this. Wow, both of the knobs on these windows are like locked up. I got to wax them or something. All right, there we go. This one's moving a little. All right, let me grab it again. So there's a little knob in there, and when I spin it, the window goes like up and down. But for some reason it often sticks. Like right now, I just like pushed it down. I rolled it down, but I can't roll it back up. So I need to add some wax there. Otherwise, it's going to be stuck in a down position. I don't know if I pull on it, if I'll break it. But anyway. And then this window has a little knob. You push on that, and that window goes up. There's a little knob there. You can turn that one too. This one you turn. I don't know how I just jammed it. Anyway, the more I play with this, the more I break pieces off it. So let's just get to building it. I'll save the demoing it for the end, and if I break anything and I need to rebuild it for the demo, we do that. So what's mostly left is just the seats on the inside. There should be 4 seats, I believe. And we did one of them yesterday. Somehow we messed it up and we were supposed to do this seat, but we did this seat. But I don't think it'll be a problem. We just have to build 4 seats. I mean, maybe it's not going to match the instructions exactly. We somehow did the mirror image first, but we needed to do the mirror eventually anyway, so I don't think it's any harm. There was a point when I looked at it and I was like, why is this backwards? But anyway, I didn't catch that I was building it on the wrong side based on the instructions. But the way the instructions usually go is they show you one side, and then the other side they just show like do the mirror. So basically we did the mirror first so we can follow the instructions to do the correct one. And then we put 2 more seats in the back, and then we're pretty much done. All right, so enough chatting. Let's get to work here. Hopefully it's easier to see tonight. I think it is, right? I think that lighting looks pretty crisp tonight. Yeah. The without the diffuser, the lighting was a little harsh. Did you hear that? Oh yeah. Does this have power? Like if I pull this back, will it store and then release power? I don't know. I think we have to use the crank, which is probably in the trunk. Yeah, where's that crank? I think the crank is in the trunk. So we'd have to pop the trunk and then get to the crank. Anyway, let's just keep building for now. We'll play with all the things that it does later. It's crazy that thing is just a car and it took 29 days. And I think that even after it's done, it's going to take a lot of like playing with it to get everything to work. All the, all the windows and wipers and motor and everything. Like I might finish building it tonight, but there's probably going to be stuff that doesn't work. Like you just saw that window was jammed. So I'll probably bring the car back on another night when it's some other, model's night. But I'll bring this car on just to show you how everything works. Like, for example, I broke the wipers. I got to replace those. And they did give us an extra set of wipers, so that should go fine. All right, so let's see. Scoreboard says page 63, so let's go to page 63. But I think that when we get to page 63, it's just going to say to build the chair. Okay, so page 61. Page 62. So at the end of page 62, there's the chair. So as you can see, they've got a check mark there, and their chair is on this side, and our chair is on this side. So something went a little wrong, but all we really have to do is build the next chair on the other side. I don't think it's really a problem. Unless I did something else, like, do you see this piece here? Like, there's a no, that definitely goes there because okay, this piece I'm wondering if it goes on this side, but no, it definitely goes there. It's in the right spot. So yeah, we just totally built this thing as a mirror image of what we were supposed to do. So now we're going to build the other one on the other side. So before I build the other side, I just want to see, like, is it going to fit? Is it like at the halfway point? Like, where is it going to go when it's done? Yeah. All right. So, are we building? This doesn't make any sense. There's already something going, like, there's already something going down the middle. Wow. This lighting might be too good. Now you're like seeing, it's like you're seeing an x-ray of my hand. Why are you seeing like my veins? All right, this camera might be a little too good. What am I going to have to start working in gloves? Oh, that's crazy. You can like see the color of my veins. That's weird. All right, so that's messed up. How bad is this camera? All right, this camera's... All right. Probably on this camera, we just have to I think the word is exposure, maybe. We have to like dim it down a little bit. It's a little too accurate. You know what else is messed up in this new thing? The green screen. Look how fuzzy. I gotta point with this hand. Look how fuzzy that green screen is behind me. The new green screen, it's opaque. The previous one you could see through, and I'm thinking I might have to go back to the previous one because I guess see-through was working out. There was like some extra light coming through, and it probably, the green worked as a diffuser too, so I don't know. Maybe we'll go back to that. Alright, so why I went to this camera in the first place is I want to say that there's pins down here. You see 2 pins. But when you look in here, and you do see places to connect them on both sides of this, like running down the middle. So like that doesn't make sense to me. There's gonna be 2 of these, like one on each side. Oh, maybe there is. I guess I should scroll forward with the instructions. I assumed that we were going to put 4 chairs on this, but maybe it's like one goes on one side, one goes on the other. This could be a problem that I built the mirror image first, but I don't think so because the pattern inside the vehicle looks like a mirror image. It doesn't seem that there's anything special about the driver's seat. So I guess we're going to do the chair back here first, and then we're going to do another one that's completely mirror. Anyway, instead of me guessing, let's just look at the instructions and see what they say. All right, so that's page 63. Oh no, page 62. Okay, so we're on page 63 now. So what do they want on page 63? Okay. They want us to work with board 8, which we probably didn't even need to look that up because we don't have anything but board 8. So they want us to build another chair. Let's see here. And it's going to attach to another spine, but this time they want the back seat too. So why didn't they want the back seat the first time? Like if you look here, when we get to page 70, they're putting in a back seat. But we didn't put in a back seat on the first one. Is there only one seat in the back? Let's look at the picture on the box. It's unclear. I can't really tell. I can't really see in there. Oh, you know what? You know how we know there's 2 seats in the back? There's 2 headrests. There's 2 headrests, so there must be 2 seats in the back. All right. So so when do we put the second chair? Oh my goodness, it is one giant structure. Look at this. Oh, it changed the page. Why does it do that? Sometimes when I go to zoom, it changes the page instead of zooming. The slower I zoom, the less likely it will break. So let me show you here. Grab it and slowly zoom. All right, so here's what's going on there. We actually are building it as one structure. So it's like, for example, instead of bucket seats in the front of the car, it's going to be like a bench. And it's probably going to be the same in the back, but it looks like it's not as wide in the back. Or is it eventually going to be as wide in the back? Oh, there's 3 seats in the back. That makes sense, right? So there's like so the front has a console, the back has 3 seats. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So we're going to get back to building, even though we know that we've messed up. So here's what goes in the middle. There's like 3 pieces there. So we have this piece, There's going to be another piece like this, and before we get there, there's going to be like 3 pieces just to like kind of create some space. I'm still trying to assess how bad it is that we built the first one backwards. You know what? Let's just... Can we live with this being backwards? Are we eventually going to build this? Maybe we should just put this aside and wait till eventually we get here. Let's see. Will we eventually be building this? I don't know. All right. I think we got to go off the instructions and just make them up ourselves because, well, or the other option is to pull this apart and get this chair on the other side somehow. How difficult would that be? How did it end up on this side in the first place? All right. We're going to try to go. Enough contemplating. We're just going to try to do it. We're just going to try to keep building. Keep on keeping on. So, like, when you get to here, there's 3 pieces that go in the middle. 4, 23, 24, and 25. So let's just put those on. I know we're going out of order, but if we eventually put on all the pieces, it'll eventually look right. That's the theory I'm going with. I don't know if it's going to be better or worse than pulling this apart and redoing it like backwards. I don't know which is worse, which is going to be easier, tougher, whatever. But we're putting in the center right now. So 23, 24, and 25. So you can't even really say what page we're on right now. Should I flip to this page? But then when someone watches this 10 years from now, they're going to be confused because the pages will be going backward and forward. All right, I'm going to put it on page 65, even though I didn't do pages 63 and 64 yet. Because this is when we put on these 3 pieces, which we're going to do. This piece is like stuck in here. Turn it sideways, maybe. No luck tonight. Wow. All right. Got that out finally. 4, 23, 24, and 25. Might as well get the car out of the way. We're focusing on the seats tonight. There's 25. All right. Wow, can't even pop the piece out. All right, 23, 25. Where's 24? It's over here. 424 is right here. All right. These long, skinny pieces are susceptible to breaking. You have to be careful. I haven't broken one in a while because I'm being careful. I feel like, should I break one just as an example? But no, I shouldn't. What I should do is find an old video where I broke one, put it out into a clip, and every time I give that reminder about those pieces breaking, play that clip. Alright, 12. They have little numbers on them. 12, 11, 13. Alright, 12, 11, 13. Which one is which? Twelve is in the middle. Let's see if we can zoom in and read the numbers. 425 is 13. Yeah, so I've got them in the right order. So this is how they go on, like this. You can see that pattern there. So obviously something's going to clip to that at some point. Alright, so how do these go on? This way. And they line up with this, I think. Yeah, they line up with that. So, how though? So there's supposed to be another toothpick here. I guess that's going to come from something we haven't added yet. There's some weird sound. Like outdoors. I don't know what that is. Oh, it stopped. Someone was like operating some machinery or something. Okay. Alright, these three pieces are on. But the toothpick barely made it through. Like, I feel like the toothpick should have been longer. Well, we can make this one longer. Let's put a toothpick through this one. I'm just gonna put the whole toothpick through, and we'll figure out where it gets trimmed later. We're like changing the difficulty on this puzzle because of that mess up. So now we're like just making up our own rules now. Alright, so I'll just put it in like halfway, right? I mean, it's as good as we can do, really, I think. Halfway. Alright, what else has to happen? There needs to be a back seat here. So there's more toothpicks. So let's put 2 more toothpicks in. Right? One will support underneath here and one will be ready. So we're just like going crazy with the toothpicks now. We're going to waste them because we don't know what length to cut them to. Like some of these could just need little 2Z toothpicks and we're putting in whole toothpicks. But I think it makes sense because we might need the whole toothpick. So we've got to, we've got to basically have it there in case we need it. All right. And then we can always clip it later. And when it's clipped, the clipped part can be reused. So, alright, let's get this one goes underneath this existing structure. Gonna give it some support if we can get it in there. Alright, now it's raining outside, but what was that like? It was like a drum sound a minute ago. Now it's like raining cats and dogs outside. Toothpick doesn't want to go in. I think if I grab it with the pliers and push it in, it'll go in further. Let's see. Yeah, that worked. Alright, let's get this one in. Probably going to be holding something in a minute. Alright. So we have to do the chair on this side. I think though we can start with this piece. Like this piece we had here, there should be a corresponding side to that, right? It's a little bit of a guess to say that we know definitely what that piece is, that it comes after the third piece, does it? Can we count these? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we should get, at some point, yes, here it is, 426. So this piece was probably supposed to be 426, but we're going to put 426 here. And this toothpick is going to go through it. But what I'm concerned is that toothpick supposed to, is there supposed to be something else here that we need to add first? Like before we put on the other side. Alright, let's take a look when it's fully built. That center console. What goes up there? Alright. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's there is something that goes there. And it's like vertical. So we need 3 at least vertical pieces. What are those pieces? When do they get added? Alright, these are them. These are the pieces. So it's 431, 427, 427 and 431 are the pieces on the sides. And then in the middle is 428, 29, 30, and 31. So I think we can do that, sort of build it as its own little thing. So that's 5 pieces and a toothpick cut in half. So that brings us to 852 total pieces. All right. So 4, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. Consecutive pieces. And then cut a toothpick in half. Wow, I just like popped a piece out. I wonder if that's one of the pieces I was about to need. So, no, not yet. But we've got 3 pieces that got popped out, like, unintentionally, that we're eventually going to need to deal with. All right, so 427. You know what? This is a little more fun, like, not following the instructions and instead trying to, like, figure them out. Maybe in the future I shouldn't use the instructions? No, that would be a totally different show if I did that. Well, it'll just be some fun for, I don't know. I'm sure it'll come up again where for some reason there'll be no instructions or I'll screw up and we need to fly by the seat of our pants and we'll just, you know, enjoy that experience for what it is. Right now, this lighting is is good. It's definitely better lighting tonight. All right, so we need one more piece, 430. So 428 and 429 were here. So you would think 430 would be right nearby. You'd be wrong for thinking so, because it is not. So now I'm looking around for 430. I remember this was frustrating me last night. Basically, this board 8, is so many tiny pieces. Like the way they chose to construct this chair. I mean, it definitely gives it a good look. I'm not complaining, but it's what's the word I want to go with here? It's challenging. Okay, the middle ones get 3 toothpicks. Okay, so this here, these 3 middle pieces are going to hook onto that, but the ends get their own toothpick. So I'll cut a toothpick in half for the ends. I think certain puzzles can be done that way. I think the crystal puzzles, like the Adam's apple and all the knockoffs, those can be done because they're like halfway between building a model and a jigsaw puzzle, meaning that you'll notice a gap if something's missing. But this type of puzzle, you may not notice that you missed something, and it could lead to big problems. So I'm not sure you can do it with this type. It'll be fun for tonight, you know, or it'll be frustrating if I screw up. All right, so we start with piece 10, the piece that has the 10 on it, and we put it through such that it kind of looks like a letter P. All right, that's how we're going to do it. Meaning that the toothpicks stick out the back when it's in the like P format. Put the second one in. Drive it home. Now we got to put the others on. So the next one is 428, which has an 11 on it. So they're just all going to follow that P-shaped format. And the bottom hole is going to be left open because that's the one that's going to hook on to here. All right. 11, 12, 13, 14. All right. So, I kind of feel like I want to push these toothpicks into here. That would be even more secure. Oh no, you don't want to do that because you'll be able to fold this down. Like you'll be able to fold this down. Like you can have like something here. I don't know, I don't know if there's another seat belt there. You'll see once I install it. It's good. It'll be able to fold down. This is cool. I'll tell you, it's a good puzzle, but it's not a quick puzzle. It's a good, but it's not quick. It's going to take a while if you choose to take on this challenge. It's because even after I'm done, I think it's going to take time to get everything to work quite correctly. It's like we're kind of snapping it all together, but now we have to get it to work. Well, I forgot to pinch that piece, and therefore it went flying. I have no idea where it went. All right, time to put this in place. It's easy to figure out. It's there's a slant here. You can see the slant. And there's a corresponding slant there, so this should fit right on. It does. And the slant kind of holds it in place when you're using it as a seat. So there it is. It lines up there. But if you want to fold it down and use it as an armrest, there you go. So you lift it up. Third person can sit here. You fold it down. It's an armrest for the driver. So I think that's pretty cool. All right. What do we tackle next? The passenger seat or the back seat? All right. Let's build the other front seat, I guess. Oh no, we said we were going to put the second version of that piece. So let's find that. So that is going to be what? We were saying it before, like 426 or something. Yeah, what is this piece? There it is, 426. That's the piece. So really it's not 426, but that should be the piece that's still here. Yeah, 426. So whatever was the other piece, we already used it. So the one that's left is 426. So whether this is the right piece or not, this is what we got. So it could end up that these pins are in the wrong formation in an irrecoverable way, and in which case we'll just cut that pin off and maybe we'll wrap a rubber band around or something like that. I don't know. I'm just saying what could go wrong. You should take it apart. If you make the same mistake as me, the correct thing to do is take it apart and fix the error. I can't explain why I'm doing what I'm doing, but we're committed to it at this point, so let's keep going. All right. That's on. So now we can build either back or over here. I think back because we've got 3 toothpicks here. So how do we do a back seat? Let's check out. Oh, and let's add for 426, we're now up to 853. All right, so how do we do a back seat? Specifically, I think we want to do the back right. All right, so we already have the center back. That was kind of a freebie. So what does the back right entail? The seat behind the driver's seat. That's what we want to add. It looks like it's like the last seat that they add, oddly enough. All right, 406. Wait a second. It looks like there's something else there. There's something there first. What is that piece? Oh, 421. There's even more. 404. All right, so 404, 444, then 421, then 406. All right, 444, 421, 406. So is this 406? Let's look and see if 406 is gone. Yeah, they're all the same. All 4 of these butt pads are the same. So this is 444, and then no, that's 406. We need 444 and 421. So we'll increment to 856 pieces. And now we're working on page 68. This is going to be really confusing for someone watching this 10 years from now. Sorry about that if you're watching this in 2033. It happens. Also, can you believe what a 10 years it's been? Crazy, right? I don't think anyone could have predicted what would have happened. I mean, not all bad, I guess. I shouldn't say that. Some people probably would take offense at that. But I think we've, as a society, moved past the point of worrying about offense, who's offended at what. Those of us who have moved past. And rest in peace, those who have not. I knew that AI was a lie, by the way. I knew that it was a setup, and I knew that it was going to be used as an excuse. But I don't know how to stop it. Maybe other than pretending that, that I'm making a video talking to people 10 years in the future and warning them in reality in the present. All right, so 444. So basically the AI, and I would have written this in Electromagnet 2 if I ever finished it, which I probably eventually will. So basically, this is not the piece yet. There's one more piece that goes here first. So in Electromagnet 2, there's a few different themes, but there's several actually. And there's the computers are both like good and bad in Electromagnet 2, but one of the themes is that the young people are brought up to trust the computers as an authority. Like, if you need to do a search, you go here and the computer will give you the right answer. The computer is going to help you do your homework. The computer is going to help you manage your bills. The computer is going to help you do your home repairs. And, okay, so 433 was the missing piece. So let's add a 1 for that. So the computer is doing all this stuff for you. But as a result, the people start to rely on the computers. And now that you're relying on the computers, now they can be used, they can give you bad advice, subtly at first. And I think they try to get away with it by saying, oh, it's an AI that's giving you this terrible advice. But it's not an AI. It is an AI in the sense that the AI combs the available data and parses it and stuff, but it's like garbage in, garbage out. Whether you're talking about a human making a projection or a computer, and in a way the computer is worse because they can process more data, but they have less less human editing. Meaning, like, they look at the data. If the data is manipulated, a human looks at it and goes like, only an idiot would believe this. But if the data that a computer receives is manipulated, the computer just presents it as a fact because the computers are dumb. Even AI is dumb. Like, I know that there's this movement right now to get people to put their faith in computers. That's a mistake. The computer is not going to help you. It's not only is the computer not infallible, it's very fallible. It's stupid. It's very stupid. These two pieces don't go together. I think we should hook on this piece first and then see which one hooks on next. All right, so we hook the top one on, and then we just see what else fits. Was it this one? I broke one of the toothpicks in the process. All right. I think that looks good. But again, we're just kind of guessing. I could always pull this toothpick partially out and then put it back on. All right. Is that on? Good. I think it is. Okay. All right. Now we finally can put on the 444. All right. Where were we with that? Where were we getting that 444? Or is it 445? No. 445 is going to be the other side of the chair. We claimed we were on page 68. All right, here's page 68. All right, so the 444 is already in place. In fact, no, the 444 is not in place. This one is in place. What was that piece? I forget already what piece that was, but there's something that goes like above it, which means there's probably two pieces. So I gotta, again, backtrack. Okay, so 443 is the piece we put on. And then we need also 434 and 435. And we need a bunch of twosies. We need twosies like everywhere. All right, let's cut like 3 twosies. So we'll call that 858. Okay. I'm gonna grab some empty spare parts here. I'm sure we can make the twosies from them. I'm also gonna eyeball. I'm not even gonna measure them. I think at this point we know the size of a twosie. It's like very small. I think we can get them both from here. Oh, we need 3 of them. Anyway, I think we can get all 3 of them from here. Well, no. From the 2 toothpicks. Is that a right size for a twosie? Or is that too big, too small? I don't care. If it's too big or too small, I'll clip it later. Alright, so that machine is going outside again. What is that machine? Maybe someone's pumping water? How much rain came down? Let's see how long that machine goes this time. I don't think it rained enough that anyone needs to operate their pumps, but maybe it did. Alright, the machine stopped. So it went shorter this time than last time. Alright. So now we need 2 twosies. I already counted those. And 434 and 435, which brings us up to piece 860. So 434 and 435. I'll tell you, this is the craziest sheet. Like, to be doing this sheet, not using the full advantage of the instructions is like, wow, it's probably going to add time to what's already taking a long time. At this point, it's just fun to watch if I complete this or if I screw it up. I mean, there's, you know, you're not getting proper instruction from this video, that's for sure. All right, so 434 and 435, they're going to go kind of like this with toothpick, these little 2Zs in them. All right, so neighbor's doing something. They're like opening, closing door, running upstairs. They're running some machine. I wonder what I would like. I guess I'll see. It's not important enough. I'm not going to go look. But some machine that I've never heard before is being operated outside right now. Yeah. And there's like knocking and pinging. So it's kind of a weird thing to do at midnight on a Saturday. Like, what machine are they operating at midnight on a Saturday during a rainstorm? Something. Not sure what. Okay, second toothpick. Go in there. And then we put this on. All right. Okay. And now it goes on here. Wait a second. Is that incorrect? Yeah, it looks correct. But why does it look like it's not lined up? Well, I guess that's just how it looks. I know that shouldn't be the answer. The answer should be that I investigate, but I don't know. It just looks like it's correct. So remember, I didn't measure those 2Zs. I just guessed. Well, they're a little long, so I'm going to clip them, which means they're going to shoot out like rockets and probably hit me in the eye. All right, one of them shot out like a rocket, bounced off my computer monitor. The other one stayed in the clippers. Okay. All right, finally we get to add 444, which I believe is this piece. Got a 16 on it. How do we add this? Like this, I think. To the bottom. They want to add it to the bottom. Does that make sense? It's going to sit high if I add it to the bottom. I need to add it to the top. All right, let's do this side first. And then the other side, we're just going to try to line up when we get close. The instructions show the bottom, but there's just no way that that's right. Oh, okay, I see how that's right. One of them's a bottom. This one attaches to here? Okay, yeah. Oh, that's correct. All right, so yeah, I'm going to put the other toothpick through. Oh, okay. When they say bottom, they're referring to this. So I need to get another toothpick ready. So basically this one gets clipped. Don't ask me why, but they want this one clipped. And then they want this other one, that's where this should go through. So let's get another toothpick. And we're just going to clip that a little bit. I'm not going to increment the counter because I don't know how many times we've screwed up. And I think it's unfair to increment the counter. All right, so I'm just going to give this a flat back. Hold on to that clipping. We might need it. And I'm going to put this in the bottom one. And I'll push it back through here. And then feed it into here. All right. Now I can push this piece on. And this goes underneath. So. All right. Let's pinch that down. Hopefully without breaking it. Look at it. It's like one side doesn't want to go. Okay. It went all at once. by the way, this puzzle showed up today. It's so tiny that I'm going to have to install it all. I'm going to have to build the whole thing. It's a 100-piece puzzle, but it's like the thickness of my finger and the size of, like, I don't know, a Pop-Tart. Let me just describe it. The whole package is the size of a 2-pack of Pop-Tarts, but it's a 109-piece puzzle that's super light and builds to an arcade game. So I'm going to have to build the whole thing on this zoom camera, this close-up camera, extreme close-up camera. All right, so got that 444 on. Now I need to put this 421 on, and there's a caution to put it this like fat side. There's like a fat side to this piece, and the caution is put the fat side towards the back of the vehicle. Ooh, does this, well, that folds down now, but when we add a piece across the back, it won't. All right, so this goes on the front. And there's supposed to be wood there. All right, okay, we're supposed to add it right now. So let's clip another toothpick. All right, so let's add, because they are adding the toothpick here, so I'll increment the counter. I'm now adding like 80% pieces rather than the what I was adding before, which I was cutting them in half before. Now I'm like cutting them. I'm leaving them long because they're going to get cut anyway. So whatever piece gets cut at the end, that's how much you can reuse. Like, but if I predict half and they need more than half, then I'm screwed. So, okay, there we go. That's on. So you can see I left that thing really long, but whenever we cut it, you know, that's how much I have to work with. Whatever's left at that point. All right, so now we attach the seat. Okay, in these two, like, triangles, or whatever we want to, or rectangles. So I guess we have to clip this toothpick. See, this is what I mean about you clip it, and whatever's left, that's what you have to reuse. So I clip it at this point, and it gives me some piece that I can reuse. Now I can put the seat on. Or in, however you want to describe that. Well, I'm really dragging this last episode out because now not only am I doing all the like putting the stuff together, but I'm having to figure out every step. So this is basically extending this last episode. And I again don't have the plug in the YOLO box. It's at 69%. At some point I got to put that plug in. I'm hesitant to push this seat full strength, not because it'll break, but because I don't want to get stabbed by a toothpick. So let's kind of jiggle it until hopefully it goes in. It's not going in. Come on. Get in there. It usually breaks when you force it in. Not that time. It went in. Okay. I hate to push so hard because it often breaks or at least flakes. But at least for this piece, it seemed to go in okay. All right. Now, what's next? We have to think for ourselves, decide for ourselves. What's next? I don't know. Just a little water break here. Not brought to you by Poland Spring, though it is Poland Spring, but I paid for it myself at Costco. All right, back to work. So, what do we want to do next here? We either could do the backrest here, or we could do whatever's gonna, I think it's gonna be something in front of here. Like you see these bunch of pieces. I think there's gonna be a bunch of them here as well. I think that's what we have to do next. Let's look for that on the instructions. Yeah. On page 69, is it? Yeah, 69. All right, we're going to add a bunch of pieces to the seat. It's actually not that many. 457, two 457s and two 421s. So that's 4 pieces. So we're up to 865 pieces. All right, so 2 421s and 2 457s. And I've got some pieces sitting here. Who knows what those are. But when the time comes, they'll suddenly make sense. All right, 2 421s and 2 457s. We've done this before. And we'll probably do it a couple more times. Okay. I think these pieces need to be sanded a little bit. All right, so I think the 457s go around the little nubs there. The space goes towards the seat, if that makes sense. Like it's not symmetric. If you look at it, the holes are not in the middle, so the longer side goes towards the seat. They sort of stop when they hit the seat. I guess I gotta temporarily move the seat out of the way to push it in there. Oh, okay. I was supposed to put a 457 first. I don't know why I put the 421 first. All right. You need to do the 457 first because that's what fits around that part of the seat. And as you saw, I had to move the seat out of the way to get it on. So now I got to move it out of the way again to get it off, which is trickier. All right, I got it. Pulled out the whole toothpick in the process, but I got it. All right. Put that back in. All right, that felt good, like it went in. All right, now 457. It has a certain look to it. Basically, it fits around the seat, whereas the 421 doesn't. So it fits around that little nub, and then the 421 goes in between. Which means we got to kind of force it around one of them, and then it sits between the two. Then another 457 in front of the other one, and then another 421 like behind that. I think I put the first one on upside down. Unbelievable. So the first 421 I put on incorrectly twice. First I put it on the wrong order. Second I put it on upside down. Wow. Okay. I messed up on the same piece twice. Amazing. And that has nothing to do with that we're operating off instructions. That was just pure carelessness. I might not bother to fix this one because I can't get it out. Yes, it'll be slightly imperfect. I dare anyone to notice when I'm completed. So yes, we put on one piece incorrectly, but I couldn't get it off, so we're not going to worry about it. All right, that's done. All right, what goes outside of that? Well, it looks like they want to work on the backing. So 409. I think this is a 409. I think we got a 409 right here. So this needs to go on the back here. But what I don't know is how deep it goes. Like, does it go 1 or 2 deep? You know what I have to do? I have to start from the other side, because then I'll know where this one picks up. Okay. There's a piece in the middle that doesn't have a notch. So that's where it starts. All right. This piece, notchless. No notch on this piece. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why this camera sucks and this camera is good, in a few days, we're going to have 2 of this camera. This location camera is going to be swapped with that style camera. And then this camera is going to go down here, and it's going to be good there. Although tonight, this one looks good. But anyway, the other one used to be in this location, and it works good. Looks like this one works good in the lighting. This camera 3 had been terrible for a while, but now it looks good in this new lighting, so maybe we'll just use it somewhere else. I don't know. Or maybe it'll stay there and I'll use the other camera somewhere else. I don't know. I'm thinking it through. It's like I'm building a studio from scratch with no experience. Just basically trial and error. All right, so what piece goes here? All right, let's give ourselves credit for that piece. So we're up to 866. And then we can see the pattern here. There's a piece that goes here. Which piece? Is it another 409? Let's see if we can figure it out. When does that piece get added? A while ago. It's a 432. 432. That's because it's just the middle. All right, this is the middle. We didn't add the seat on this side yet. So 432 goes just in that little middle piece. All right. It's a good one. All right, that's piece 867. 409 is... Now, 432 is a little smaller than a 409. It's a little tiny piece there. You can see that. All right, so this is just the middle section. So that's why it gets this little tiny piece. So hopefully this pattern fits, but it looks like... Does it go? No, they're showing it going upside right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's how it goes. Oh, wow. It's not going to be easy to get in there. Does it mean we messed up any of these pieces? It's like they're not lined up as good as they could be. Looks like the middle ones are supposed to be lower. Does that mean that they were supposed to get threaded with this toothpick? Or does that mean I just got to push them down and they'll stay once I get this piece in? I got to clip this toothpick at the bottom. I got to clip it out of this middle, and then those pieces can go down there. So I'm going to clip it here, and then I'm going to pull, and rather than clipping the other side, I'm just going to pull it forward with the needle nose pliers. All right, I think it's clipped. I'm not sure. Try to push it forward a little bit to confirm it's clipped. Yeah, I think it's clipped. So rather than clip both sides, I'm just going to pull it forward. Or I might break it in the attempting to do that. You know, that might happen too. All right. How about we just push it rather than pull it? Will that be less chance of breaking? All right, looks like it's working. The reason we did that was because I couldn't push these down. They were pushing up against the toothpick, and I couldn't get this lined up. So now, cutting the toothpick, now I can push these down and get these lined up and get this piece on. Basically, this piece now goes on. I should have shown that in the close-up. Anyway. Okay. Basically, these middle pieces were like too high. So I cut this toothpick and I pushed it forward. So now I can get this on. This little 432 piece. Now it goes on. Not totally in, but I think it's pretty good. So it's on there. All right. What's next? All right. I feel like we could do the same work on that side. All right, just trying to read this to know what piece goes here. I think it's this, like this piece. I think it's 417. Is it this piece? Is 417 that thick one? No, that's 419. The thick one. No, it's 402. Yeah, that's 402. All right, so that's that. 419. This is 417. I think this is the piece. All right. So we have one of them on this side. So we need one of them on this side. And then I think the toothpick, so should go in here. All right. I don't know how much toothpick should go in there. Let's do that thing again where we cut just the tip off, put it in there, and whatever's left at the end, we clip it again. Garbage. All right, so let's get this in here. And then there's going to be another one right below it that we should add. I don't know which one should be longer. All right, so there we go. And here and here. Yeah, this toothpick, you would think it should go through. Let's just start a new toothpick and push it in there. And with the point, because there's another toothpick on the other side also with the point, so they'll kind of like stabilize each other. I think that's what will happen. Let's give that a shot. All right, so we stuck a whole toothpick in here, and if you can see it there, it's right here. You see that line in the middle? That's that's the taper of two toothpicks meeting up to make the size of a single whole toothpick. I don't know. Does it make sense? That's what I did. Whether or not it makes sense, I guess we'll find out over time. So another toothpick goes there. Not sure. No, I don't think there's much of a toothpick there because the seat is next. I guess like a 2Z probably should go there. I think let's put this, and then we'll clip it. Once we see how much comes through, we'll just clip at the other end. So there we go. And then the seat should be what? Like a 432 or something like that? Or is that the front or the back? We're working at the front. Yeah, 432 and 415. Let's throw those on. Or the symmetric versions of those, the mirror images. I don't really know. Let's just get a look here. So there's 444. That looks like that could work. But they call it 432. But it's looking like 422 would work. Yeah, it is 422. I just took another closer look and it's 422. So 422 and 415. So if 422 is the correct number, then 415 should also be the correct number. I don't know why I'm so sure that I'm right, but I think so. So where's 415? There's 414. These are all jumbled all over. The order is not like... Ooh, there's a gear that we still haven't worked with yet. And there's... What's that? Oh, you know what? Is that like to change the tire? Are they like simulating the tool that would be in the back of the car? Excuse me. I'm also looking for 415. Haven't found it yet. It doesn't look like much. It looks like one of these pieces. Did I possibly pop it out already? Let me check the box. Well, if I did, I don't see it. It looks like this piece. Oh, there it is, 415. Okay. So this piece goes like... How does it go? Like this. Oh, what pieces does it connect to? I guess this piece. Yeah, and then the seat is going to click into that at some point. Yeah, that looks good. So, what's missing here? Like, this is a center console, but that's not what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to have one of those, like, other pieces that hooks onto like this. So I guess we just need to look at what that piece was. Like, this looks right, but somehow it's not. No, it is. That's got to be the piece. It even says 9 on it. So then the piece next to it should be 10. I think the mirror image thing is like messing me up. So let's look for a piece that says 10 on it and has like... Alright, so this one says... No, that doesn't say 10. Excuse me. Excuse me. 15, 16, 2, 22, 16, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 9, 7, 9, 5, 6, 21, 19. There's no piece with a 10 on it. All right, now let's go by what the piece should look like. You know, I think I only thought there would be a 10 because this is a 9, but maybe it should be an 8. Do we have an 8? And if so, does an 8 look correct? Let's see. You know, I have 6, 7. Oh, yeah, that's 8. Yeah, that looks correct. All right, so it was 8 that we were looking for, not 9. Not 10. All right. So this is a 9. And it should connect to this 8. And then it should go here. So, I think so anyway. All right, let's do that. We'll use these clipped pieces. Or should we use much longer pieces? Yeah. Let's use full toothpicks. And then we'll just clip them at the end. Because it's going to be an entire, like, backrest type of situation. Like, here's a backrest. And now we're going to do the other one. So, let's use the entire toothpick to go all the way from one end to the other. Let's wax these toothpicks first. And then we'll clip them at the end. Clip them at both sides. So is it going to be a countdown, like 9, 8, 7? Let's see. All right, I'm actually going to clip it right now. At least the back end. Because then I can use this to get the other pieces on. All right. It's going to go like that. So then this one's going to go like this, right? Yes. And then the bottom is going to hook on. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's going to work. But I feel like this piece that it hooks on should be longer. Like, how can we get a new toothpick to start there? Well, we'll just connect it from both sides. Not a big deal. All right, so 9, 8, let's see. Let's pretend this is 9. Then this would be 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? So that was 8. So let's look for pieces from 7 through 1. Well, because that just made too much sense. All right, so 7, 6, 5, 4. Where's 3, 2, and 1? 3, 2. And then 1 is going to look different. It's going to look like the end piece. Kind of like this piece. It's going to look like this piece. So it may not actually have a 1. It may just be one of these 404 pieces. Or it could be 15. Let's see if we can get some intel on this. 431? No, that's not it. Let's see. 404, 434. You know, I don't know what piece goes there. Well, there's 403 and 404 here. And there's two 403s. So if we didn't do either of the back seats yet, then that must be the two 403s. We did a front seat, so that should be the 404. Actually, the 404 has already been popped out. There's three 403s. It doesn't matter. It's 403. There's no debate. 403 is the piece. Yep. I don't know why it doesn't say 1 on it, but I think that's it. So 7 and 6 and 5. We're just going to count right down here. So, and then we're going to put the piece across the back and hopefully it fits. There's no pinholes. 7 doesn't have a pinhole. Neither does 6. Alright. I might have taken some of them from the wrong set. Alright, so let's start with 3, 2, 1. There could be other 7s and 6s. But 5, 4, 3. Why would these not have pinholes? Alright, I'm separating them now into how many pinholes. Because I want this to have holes, right? Is it possible that they only go across the top? Like I should cut this here? Let me see if there are other ones with more holes. Let me see. There aren't. That means these are the pieces. And that means I need to clip these toothpicks. 8. So 7 is immediately a problem. So let's put this on here just to see it in place. All right. It doesn't fit. Something's not right. Okay. This is the turning piece. So let's clip this piece below it. All right, now what happens? Now it fits, but we have to start a new toothpick. But we also have to clip these other two toothpicks. So we'll just use one of those. Flying by the seat of our pants here. Are we doing correct, or are we just screwing everything up? We'll find out eventually. There should be an alternating pattern to these segments in the back. If that alternating pattern stops, then we know it's wrong before we even place this anywhere. All right. Didn't mean to do that. All right, 7, 6 goes next. 6 doesn't have anything on it. Is it just going to be kept in by the backing piece? Seems like it. So I immediately have to clip this. And then 6 goes here. but there's nothing keeping it in place other than the backing piece, which should be a 409, right? We don't have any other options. It must be a 409. So that's 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. 876 pieces. All right, so our pattern starts here. There we go. And now we're just going to place them into this backing. That's all we have. There's no toothpick holes in these pieces for a stretch. Five. And then at 2, the toothpicks come back. 5. 4. They're fitting the pattern, so I think these are the right pieces. 4. 3. Now one of the toothpicks is back at 3. This previous piece didn't go in. I think it's a little slanted or something. And it's like preventing the next piece from getting on. All right. Three. Have to get that in there. Come on. I think the previous piece flaked or something. I want to push it out and then push it back in. Push it out, sand it, and push it back in. Yeah, something went wrong there. That piece flaked in there, and when it does that, it like jams it up. All right. Let's try again. Better. All right, now let's see if 3 goes on. Let's sand and wax 3. All right, that's in. Now we can go back to toothpicks. Let's just take the longest one. No, there's no way it could be that long. I'm going to take the middle one. All right, now this 2 is going to go on into the grid. Sorry. It's going to go into the grid, but it also is going to go on the toothpick. And then it's going to start some other toothpicks, which I think will be short ones. All right. So we pop that one in sideways. All right, these are going to be short ones. So I'll just pick up these short pieces I got lying around here. Use the needle nose to drive them in. There we go. Got another short one here. They're basically twosies, but rather than cutting them, I'm putting this on first, and then I'll just cut the overhang. All right. Does it, do I need this toothpick at the bottom or not? There's actually nothing keeping this in at the moment. So, what is going to do that? Are these toothpicks supposed to go? No, because then this wouldn't fold. Alright, so what keeps it in here? Is it just the attachment to this outer piece? We already have the outer piece. Oh, it wedges against this. Okay. So this piece. We have that piece. Yeah, that fell out long ago. Alright, so how does this attach? Like this, I guess. There we go. Okay, so that's what's going to keep that backrest in place. It wedges against this piece. And now how does this piece go on? Does it go on both of those two pieces? We won't know for a while. I think it's probably right. No. We need a chair in there first. Alright, let's get the chair in there. Actually, that'll be helpful, because it will tell us which toothpicks can be clipped right now. Yeah. Yep, crazy tonight. Alright, we're under 50%, so I'm going to plug in the YOLO box. Can just take another little 1 minute break here. I gotta plug the YOLO box in. I mean, it's at 49%. Now it's at 48%. But anyway, good idea to plug it in before we run out of power. I think the box will warn me if we get to like 15%, but I don't want to get even close. Let's just plug it in right now. Alright, we got power there. Didn't recognize it yet. Alright, now it does. Okay. Alright, back to work. So, alright, yeah. We're putting this seat on. No, that seat's already on. We're putting this seat on. No, this seat. That's the seat we were putting on. Alright. So, yeah. Put that on. It's not going so easy. Let's sand and wax these pieces. Alright, so we're at 97 minutes. But we gotta finish this tonight. It's like failure is not an option. Alright, so I think this piece needs to get clipped. Won't go, the seat won't go on otherwise. Alright. So we just clipped the toothpick that was here. And now the seat should go on. Should fit on. There we go. Finally, something worked. Oh, why am I on camera? That doesn't even make sense. Alright, this one. Okay. I meant to have the instructions there. I don't know why I was on camera for a minute, because it's been late. Alright, so remember those circles? We need more of those circles. So what's that pattern? Anyway, let's try to find when those circles get added. So the passenger seat we're doing now, right? Alright, the passenger seat. That's actually was supposed to be the first seat that we did. So those pieces, oh, what just happened? I went to zoom and it just zoomed to another page. I meant to zoom in on the image and it zoomed to another page. Alright, so here's the first seat. hopefully we can zoom without it breaking. So 2 456s and 2 407s, same as before. So there's a 456. We already had that one. Or no, sorry, that was a 407. And we need 2 456s. So there's another 407. 2 407. Wait a minute. So then that one's not a 407. That's too small. All right. Let's grab this 407. So the front seat gets bigger pieces than the back seat. That's not too crazy. In fact, I'm glad we checked that. And then the 456. So like they were like 421s on the back seats, but they're 407s on the front seat, and 456 is the other piece. So let's grab that. Not popping out. It's like a simple thing we're trying to do here. All right, there we go, finally. All right, so there's 4 pieces. So that brings us to 880 pieces. Is this going to be a 1,000-piece puzzle? I mean, it is what it is. I guess it's not going to be 1,000, but 880 is already more than I bargained for. All right, so no. This time the piece that doesn't go over the seat goes first. Actually, 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. There should be something else here. Yeah. Something else is supposed to already be there. Even before, like 450. You know what? Let's just put another 407. I don't know what's going on there. All right, I think. Is it a 407? It is a 407. I should have known that because there was another 407 just sitting here. So I should have known that. All right, so it's 3 407s and 2 456s. All right, now we're all right. 1, no. 1, I just want to get it right this time. 2, so line them up in order. 3, 4, 5. Does that look right? I think so. We need to add a toothpick as well. Why is there movement on this seat? Oh, this toothpick is supposed to be, the top toothpick is supposed to be pushed back into here. So I need to do that. I'll hold it in place and drive it with the needle nose. That's the plan. Let's see if let's see if our plan works. Or it could just break the piece. I don't know. All right, yeah, I think it's working. It's not moving. I don't know how deep it went in there, but it went in. It's no longer moving. So we're good. All right, now let's start getting these pieces on. Yeah. Yeah, so they go like this. The circle goes on the bottom. Both sides are circles. All right, the space goes at the top. So I guess these are bucket seats. They kind of like come up at the front. Was I supposed to put this piece on before the seat? Probably was. 'Cause now it's tough to get it in there. Well, a toothpick should move a little bit, right? Problem is the seat is moving too, which we just stopped the seat from moving. I just broke both toothpicks. All right, time for a fresh start. I think we needed that anyway. Let's clip this. Let's yank this out. All right, let's pull the seat out even, because we're going to get the first piece in before we put the seat in. We're going to get the first 407 in before we put the seat in. I just broke the seat, so scratch that plan. The seat stays. All right. All right, let's get this in. And let's get this 407 in, like right off the bat, so that it's, let's see, so that we don't have to get it past the seat. We just put it in there right away. So it goes in with the fat side. Yeah, that's how it does. That's how it goes. Okay. Wow, that really comes up high. Is that right? Is that correct? Yeah, that's it. It's a bucket seat. What can I tell you? Comes up higher than the seat itself. All right, so now we got to get this in here without breaking anything. We got it. Aces. All right. Let's go here. Let's go. All right. Like this. Oh. Hold on. I got to start the second toothpick. First one is like coming out again. Let's drive it home again. How did it get out? We had it driven in there a minute ago. We were like celebrating. Now I pushed it in so hard it knocked the seat out on the other side. Is that what's going on? Is that how the toothpick got knocked out? It went all the way through to the other side. So I got to kind of brace the other side as I put these pieces on. We have to, if you're following along. All right. It's the last tricky one. And the last two should be easy because they don't require bending the toothpicks. All right. There we go. Wow. Okay. All that to get this seat on. Crazy. All right. I feel like we're a long way. These seats are a pain in the ass. These seats are a pain in the ass. And that's confirmed. All right. I think we got to get this top on. Yeah. Actually, not yet. Because something else goes out the other side of the seat. Something that looks like that. All right, what goes outside of the seat? Not sure. It was like a to be continued sort of thing. All right, 416. Where is piece 416? That's the piece. Whether that's the piece or not, that's the piece now. That's what we're going with. Or is it 420? Because that looks like it'll work. No, 420 is interior. 443, 442. All right. Is this piece a front or a back? It's a front. So it does seem like they want the 416. There's 417. 404. We already used 416. Where did we use it? On a back seat? On a front seat? All right, so we're going to have to take... We already used 416. So we're going to have to take either 442 or 443. And that's the new piece. Yeah, we already used 416, so I think maybe this inside piece is 416. So the outside piece is 404. Do we have a 404? No, that's not the outside piece. I have to go. I don't know where we can find that outside piece. Yeah, it does look like it's 404. Let me see. Do we have 404? No, we already used it. All these pieces we're looking for are already taken, so this is the piece. 442, it's what we got. It's what we're using. Probably going to be fine. All right, so does that toothpick go in? Doesn't seem like it. Am I putting this piece on upside down? No, I think it's correct. Because it doesn't fit. But then again, it's not the right piece, so I guess it's not too surprising that it doesn't fit. Alright, we're going to make it fit. Hopefully nothing breaks in the process. Alright, almost there. What's going on? Yeah, it's lined up. All we gotta do is push this on. This other toothpick keeps coming out. The one that attaches it to the center keeps coming out. I feel like I'm spending like a whole project's worth of energy on these 4 seats. And I'm not happy about that. A project's worth of time and energy on clicking 4 seats together. They just made them with like so many little pieces. And they all come from this one board 8. So it's only one board, but so many tiny little pieces. Alright. Does this go on yet? Let's see. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, that should go. How does it go, though? Which of these pieces gets clipped? I think this bottom one gets clipped. I probably should have double checked that before I clipped it. Anyway, what's done is done. That looks good. So far, so good. And then there's going to be another piece that goes in there. But I can do that at the end, I think. Something just broke. All right. It's good. Everything's good. Okay. Do I need these anymore, or do I clip them? I guess I clip them because on the other side they're all clipped. I just got to stick in some little piece here. Actually, this isn't even going to do anything. There's nothing on the other side, which makes it seem like, no, okay, there is. All right. I'm going to put it in this way so it has a better chance of going through. And then I'm going to clip everything. This YouTube page is like going crazy. It keeps turning off and on. The YouTube, what do they call this? The YouTube studio. It's like keeps turning off and on like every second. I almost feel like they don't believe that I'm still streaming and they're like testing somehow or something. Yeah, I'm still streaming. I'm trying to finish this thing tonight. What am I up to? I'm coming up on 2 hours. That's probably why. Alright. Get that piece in there. And then we're going to clip them all. Alright, good. That's in. Everything out here gets clipped now. Alright, so we made some progress. We got the 2 front seats. Now we just need the 2 back seats. And I guess we put this whole thing into the vehicle. Alright, so what do we got here? This seat moves, so that's not good. Oh, they all move. Okay, the seats can fold forward. Okay. I guess in a way that's cool. Yeah, that's why they're made like that, so they can fold forward. Alright, I guess that's fine. Alright. So we should start building back here. Alright, how do we do that? We just look for pieces. At this point, I don't remember, and nobody remembers, so we're just going to stick on whatever pieces fit. Alright, let me see if I could find the back seat. Alright, here's the back seat. It's like literally the last thing that they build. And they don't even really tell you much about it. It just says 437 through 440. Alright, so let's look for 437 through 440. Well, there's a 36. Let me see. 36. There's also a 35. 37 through 40 is 1, 2, 3. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we need 2 more pieces. So we need 35 through 40. All right, so I think we know what to do. Here's the pieces we need. I'm just going to pop them out in order and get to work. And when there's a toothpick, we put a toothpick through. When there's not a toothpick, we don't. There's also a 41, by the way. So we're probably going to need that in a second, but I guess I'll leave it there for now. They didn't tell us anything about it, but we're probably going to need it. All right, so there's a lot of pins in this first piece. I'm thinking that maybe it counts down from the high number to the low number. Does that seem like it makes sense? All right. That does make sense. Yeah. That matches the pattern here. So it counts down from the high number. Okay. 20 goes right next to there. All right. 19. 18, obviously. Okay, 17 now. Toothpicks back in play. I'm 17. So let's stick one of these clipped pieces here. You know what? Let's put a longer piece. I don't know, because I think there's some end pieces that are going to go here too. Oh, just stabbed myself on one of these previous toothpicks. Alright, so this is going to slide on. And then it's going to get some more toothpicks. Amazingly, I didn't draw blood, even though it stabbed enough to hurt. Oh, speaking of stabbing, there was a crazy thing. There's like a website that shows all this like crazy things, like when people get attacked on the subway and stuff. And there was one of them, and it was at exactly the station where my kids get on school. One of my kids is senior, and he is not there on the train. The other kid, sophomore, he usually goes to practice or an after-school meeting first. So he's not on the train at the time with all the kids. Anyway, it didn't involve the students from their school. It was some people came off the train. It actually was quite an ugly incident. It's, you probably see a lot of these on these websites where like 3 people attack one person. Why do these people not get arrested? I mean, they're like, and the guy looked like he was like homeless or a drug addict or something. And it's like 3 people attacking him. It's really bad. And I said to the kids, I showed them the video, and I was like, how come nobody from your school like stopped this? And first of all, the guy had a weapon, so that's kind of an answer. But that's not the answer they gave. The answer they gave is like, how do they know who's in the right? Well, to me, if 3 people are beating up one person, I mean, unless the person needs to be subdued because they have a weapon, then probably the 3 people are in the wrong. I mean, when is it like 3 people beating up one person? It's obviously wrong. And it actually was much more than a beating. There actually was like weapons involved. I just don't want to get into all the detail. Though it's actually on like major websites right now. Maybe it even was filmed by a kid from my kid's school. I don't know. I don't know who filmed it. And I don't know who uploaded it. But it's crazy. Because we live in a safe neighborhood. I mean, these people got off the train. Like, it was really bizarre video. It's like they got off the train, did the assault, got back on the train. Like, the train conductor, like, what is the protocol? The train conductor doesn't do anything in that situation? It was weird. All right, so what goes out here after we put these pieces on? All right, so 441 and 445. If we already use those pieces, then just whatever we have. Yeah, 441, I knew that was going to come up. And then 445, yeah, we've got that, so we're in good shape here. All right, 883 pieces. I guess we're going to be at 888 pieces soon. All right, so Should we extend these toothpicks? I think we'll just put on these like half-size ones. That should be enough. All right. All right. This one, the broken pieces there were smaller than half size. I need a little bit longer. I mean, I'm just guessing, but I think I need a little bit longer. All right, I went back in the box and found one. Ah, this one's broken. I'm going to throw it out. That's no good. Let's find another one from the box. All right, this one's probably longer than we need, but it's a pre-cut, so let's use it. All right. Can we get this in? Let's go to the needle nose. All right. Now this piece, yep. So does this go on all three? Yeah. Yeah, all three toothpicks. Go on this piece with the 22 on it, which is, I think 441 was the number for this piece. So we got a number printed on the piece. We got a number printed on the board, and then we have a number that we're keeping electronically on the counter. So this thing has three numbers. It's got a 21 on it, printed on it. No, it's got a 22 printed on it. It's 441 based on the board and instructions, and it's 883 on our sort of counter of total pieces used. All right, whatever it is, it's on there now. All right, now this piece is going to keep the seat in place. And this is got another 20. They both have 22s on them? That's crazy. All right, so how is this going to go on? Like this. All right, so I think we don't have to clip anything. It looks like everything's lined up here. And it's just going to go right on there. Wow. That's, is that the right piece? Yeah, that's the right piece. I think it is anyway. Just got to get the seat lined up. All right, that's on. But we need another piece or something. There's like, it's like not lined up properly. Like maybe this piece wasn't supposed to go on. Yeah, I don't know what this last piece I put on. They showing it being put on, but it's not right. We're already done with this. I'm removing this piece. This 22 we put on. Somehow that wasn't right. We're going to need that somewhere else. All right. Wasn't coming out, so I took two pieces off. All right. Okay, let's put this one back on. That one we need. Okay. All right, that looks better. Okay. I think some of these are going to be clipped right away, but anyway, let's put them in there. I'm looking for more half pieces in the box. We definitely don't need a full piece there. Well, the pieces we have are like in here are too small. I'm just going to cut a piece in half and use it. I don't know for sure that they're too small, but my guess is that they're too small. This is a night where we're just guessing at every piece. I don't know why I decided to do that tonight. Rather than roll back the instructions like 20 pieces and be able to work with the instructions, I instead just decided we're just going to do the whole night visually. Somehow I decided that was a good idea. It's actually seems like it's not such a great idea, but that's what we did, and we're not turning back. It's way too late to turn back. All right, 403 and 419 are probably the next two pieces. All right, there's a 403. If there's a 419, there's a 420. And that's not what we need. We need something that's like chunkier. All right, this even oh, here it is. Yeah, 419. That's definitely the piece we need. I'm just talking to my wife. I'm gonna finish this tonight because we're so close. All we have left, there's like, I don't know if you can see this. It's 3 seats, and there need to be 4 seats. And once the 4th seat is on, then it's done. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I think, yeah, like this. And we put this piece like slanted like this. And then after we put these 2 pieces on, then we can clip all these toothpicks. I have a lot of spare toothpicks in a minute. All right. Wow. 4 toothpicks go through this piece. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's them. I don't know why we have another toothpick at the bottom. It's kind of like support, I guess. That's what it's there for. All right. Almost. I wonder if I clip these in advance. Oh, what's going on here? I think I was supposed to clip the top one. All right. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to clip it now. We're going to pull it out with the pliers. But what I don't yet know how we're going to do is get it on the piece it's supposed to be on, which is this one. I think what we're going to do is clip this one a little bit, just as much as we can at this point. Yeah, that's going to work. All right, we're good. Some fancy footwork happening tonight, but it's happening. All right, that's good. And now I think we can clip this whole bench. Yeah, pretty sure we can. All right, all we need is the rear passenger seat, and we're good. All right, we got one. You know what's good about having only one seat left? I don't think we can go wrong because those will be the only pieces left. So, like, this is the back. This is the seat. This is the thing that the back, well, this is the back support. This is part of the back. This is the seat. Can you believe this? I have 10% on the iPad. So remember how we plugged in the YOLO box a little while ago? Now we got to plug in the iPad, but I have the spot filled with the signal, so I have to plug and hope the pass-through works. All right, I have to plug. So the USB-C on the iPad Pro is going to the HDMI, but I was prepared for just such a situation. It's going through a, the word escapes me at the moment, dock port. It's going through a docking port. and that's why it has that short cable. But the docking port has a pass-through USB-C, so we're going to find out in a minute if that works. Well, I didn't hear the, yeah, it works. The iPad didn't make the ping, but I think that's just because it's plugged in. The ping probably went through the HDMI, and then the HDMI is muted currently. I could unmute it, but it's currently muted. But I can tell you from the logo on the battery that the pass-through USB-C worked. So all we have left is to build this last chair, put it in the vehicle, and then we're done. I see there's some other pieces here. They're really small. They're probably going to be done quickly, but whatever. So I guess we're not totally done, but we're almost done. Okay. So we're just going to pop out pieces and line them up because they just are what they are at this point. So like, this is one side. This is the other side. Is one of them bigger than the other? Maybe slightly, but I can't tell the difference. So one at one side, one at the other. And then there's the seat. And this part of the seat goes on the outside, and this part goes on the inside. But those are the seat, and this is the backrest. I'm just kind of lining up the pieces in the sort of how I think they go. I'll just tell Nod, are you still awake? I'll just tell you really quickly why I'm describing everything tonight weirdly. I did something backwards yesterday, and rather than undo it, because I was on the last sheet, I can't use the instructions, so I'm just looking at the pieces, which is the way it always was with the iFuyu puzzles, so it's not that bad. You know, because we were down to the last sheet anyway. So basically, I'm just, you know, just playing it by ear tonight. All right, I have 2 of these 22s. That seems a little crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I guess it gets a 22 at each end. I guess. I don't know. That's my plan. All right. So I'm just putting the pieces on this backing in number order, and that should work, I think. As I said, these are the only pieces left. So there's nothing. They are what they are. Whether they're right or wrong, we don't have any other pieces to try. It's this or it's nothing. So that means it should work. But if it doesn't, we'll figure out how to make it work. All right, 2 more, and this backrest is done. You can see this board 8 is like decimated. There's almost nothing left. Why did that camera 2 out of focus for a second? Anyway, it's back in focus now. It's usually immediately in focus. I don't know what that was about. What was it looking at? I don't know. It's almost always in focus because nothing moves. I mean, from this upward view, it's just the height maybe just changes slightly, but other than that, nothing really moves. I forgot to check if these pieces had... No, they don't. Okay, good. I was checking if they had toothpick holes or not, and they don't. So, I don't have to worry about that. Alright, so there we go. There's our little backrest. And we'll start throwing in the toothpicks. Excuse me. All right. I think this takes the small size, this area. But anyway. All right, and then 15. You know what? I'm going to leave the 15 for this side, just because the number kind of matches. Yeah, all right, so this piece goes on here. And then, yeah, we have to clip these because you're supposed to be able to fold the seats down. Can you get to the trunk when you fold the seat down? Oh, you can get to, there's like the fire extinguisher and the medical kit and stuff in the back seat. So you fold the seat down and you get to that. And probably this tool that we saw, I think this is a tool that both changes lug nuts and pumps the jack. Anyway, that's going to be added in a second. Excuse me. All right, so which side of the seat goes on the inside? Actually, I think we need the skinny version of this piece, which I thought we had on the floor here, on the table at some point. Where did that go? Maybe we used it. So there's got to be another one. So like this is, yeah, here's the skinny version of it. All right, the skinny version goes on the inside. The fat version goes on the outside. There it is. All right. Slide that on. All right, now the seat can go on. Although there's one more piece that goes first. I think it's this piece with toothpicks going through it. Yep. So these half-size toothpicks should work. Just have to get them to flush. All right. Well, I have some toothpicks that are longer than we need, but they won't be a problem. I'll just clip them. At this point, we're almost done, and we still have, I don't know, at least a dozen toothpicks that are unopened, so we don't need to conserve toothpicks anymore. All right. But were any of these supposed to go? Ah, okay, yeah. I'm going to take this one out. No, I'm going to take this one out. And I'll show you why in a second. Because it's supposed to attach to the existing structure. All right. And what else can? All right, so this one can, and this one can. Wow. Okay, I'm going to take these both out. All right, this one I'm going to push in further. Actually, this one I need to be longer. I took them all out. I need the full toothpick here because this is the one that's going to go and get all those like circle pieces on it. So let's get a long piece for that. A full-size piece. So that's the front bottom. Yeah, front bottom. That's where we're going with that one. All right, so we'll clip this. I might have been off camera, but I'm sure you could follow what I'm doing here. So clip that. Put this one back on. And now, next we're going to attach it to the existing structure using those toothpicks that are already there. But that means we need to clip the toothpicks on top because the seat's going to fold down. So we need to clip those three. Actually, I'm not sure about the bottom one. We definitely need to clip the top two. Yeah, we need to clip the bottom one too because there's nowhere else for it to go. There's nowhere for it to go. Yeah, there's nowhere for it to go. We need to clip all three. Theoretically, the bottom one could have went into the support, but there was no hole there. So, I mean, it's just a design choice on Ugears' part. They could have made the seat a little more stable. Chose not to. All right, now it's the moment of truth. All right. Well, screwed this. There was a screw up, which I'm about to fix. All right, good. Fixed. The piece, I had a piece on backwards. It often happens when I pull something apart and I put it back. I'm not careful, and that sort of thing happens. All right, let's see if this is good to go here. It is. We're good. And now we're going to clip that piece and we're going to put the seat on. So, and then those pieces at top are going to hold the circles. And I think maybe this one might not be long enough. No, it should be long enough. Based on the piece in front of it, it should be long enough. All right, let's put the first one in before we put the seat. All right, so they're the smaller ones this time. 421, and what is the name of the other one? So we got 3 421s, and there should be 2. Here we go, 457. So I just wanted to get the first one on before I put the seat on. So let's count them all though. So that's 6 pieces. So we're up to 891 pieces. So we're at least going to go over 900. All right, so you can see this one. It's round on the bottom and it has the tab on this side. So matching this up, it goes like this. And it goes onto both toothpicks. First one's always the toughest. All right, now we can put the seat on after the first one's on. You know what? Let's put 2 more on. Because this one is the tricky one. But if we put it on first, I don't know, is that going to make it more or less tricky? Well, we're about to find out. This time, instead of sliding the piece over the seat, we're nope, that's wrong. Take that off. All right, so now we're putting the seat on after the first 2 pieces. You could do it after the first one, but first 2 should work as well. All right, and that's in. Let's get a little bit stronger. Yep, that's good. Now this. Why I wanted to put this in sooner so it wouldn't have to jump over that. But we're just going to do it. I mean, we've done it on the 3 other seats. We can do it again. I think one time the toothpicks broke. Okay, that time they didn't, so we're good. We're almost done. Closer and closer. All right, and the iPad is at 12%, so that pass-through charging definitely worked. I think I might have just hit the camera with my arm, which is a sign of fatigue, I'm sure. I actually had a long day today. I mentioned that track meet was like sunny, super sunny with the cloud. No, not super sunny. It had cloud coverage, so you get burned and you don't realize it. So it was a super burning sun, but it was hidden behind cloud coverage. And then the wind, it was a wind off the water, was very cold. So, and we were there for like 7 hours, so it was pretty rough. Okay, we're about to attach the seat. Is this supposed to go through the top hole or the bottom hole? Bottom hole, right? Yeah. I think so. I remember this was a little tricky last time too. I don't know why this piece is tricky to get on. All right. Come on. Just got to get it started, and then it's going to be easy, but it won't get started. All right. I'm going to clip this piece. It was kind of getting in the way. It's not going to function anyway, so I might as well just clip it. I'm contemplating clipping the other one too. All right, we got it. No need for any drastic measures. Okay. It's a little bit not perfect. Let's keep trying to get it a little bit better. All right, almost. All right, that's pretty good. I can see the tabs, but I also think it's pretty good. All right, now, do we have enough toothpick here to do this? These 3 pieces. And we're going to clip after these 3 pieces. Actually, there's like 4 pieces. Wow, this is crazy. And we're putting them all in just to we're going to clip them a minute from now. But we got to put them in. It's going to make the construction stronger. I think they all go into one piece. It's the piece that looks like that. Here it is. Actually, there's only 4 of them that go in there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 2 of them. Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 3. This one's already clipped, so forget about that. And these 2 get a different piece. This piece. So let's put that piece on. Like this. All right. Then this piece. And then we put this whole structure into the car. And then we're done. After 29 days, we're finally done. I think that's not right. Okay. We got a second chance at this piece. Actually, I think I'm just going to use one of these pieces that we just finished with, because they're got some extra. So let me just clip this one off. I think we did this on the other side too. We clipped it off and then immediately recycled it, which we're going to do again. Okay. That's it. Time to clip. It's a little, something's not lined up here. How can we get this? Oh, lean it forward for a second. Push it in, then lean it back. That's the answer. All right. Something's still not right here. Is that high? All right, let's clip this. Clip this. Let's clip everything and then play with it. Okay. So, is it time to put this in? Right? I don't know how we have pieces left. Well, there's the windshield wipers that we're going to replace. Here's a toolbox. It looks like it has a top, a bottom, 2 layers of tools, and probably that's going to attach it somewhere. So yeah, we can do the tool. And then it has a jack and a lug nut thing. So basically, there's tools. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So there's about 20 pieces left. And they're just a kind of aesthetic, adding these tools. Well, I guess technically it's all aesthetic. They don't affect gears. But basically you can consider this done when I put this seating in. But I'll take a look at those tools and try to do them. All right, so there's 4 connectors for the seat. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles down there. I don't think it's going to be easy to make this connection, but I also don't think it matters a lot. Like, these seats aren't going anywhere, whether I make that connection or not. I mean, I don't think you're going to be like flipping this over a lot. All right. I'll tell you, I can't even get it in there. Let's check the instructions. So page 70 we're on now. And I'll tell you what. They want us to put down floor mats first. Oh, son of a gun. There's floor mats in the box. Okay. Okay, so let's, I guess, put the floor mats down first. All right, good thing we glanced at the instructions. All right, piece 892 is floor mats. They thought of everything. All right, how do we put these floor mats in? So like this is how they go in. You know, I kind of don't get this. How am I going to put it? How am I going to connect this piece if I put floor mats in first? Maybe I'm not going to connect this piece. Is it just like going to sit in there? All right, so yeah, I put the floor mats in. But, oh, am I supposed to cut them? Why did they look like they're... Yeah, they want me to cut the floor mats. Like, how long is that going to take? So basically, I'm supposed to cut these floor mats to make them fit in here. Like, so that they don't block those... like, I have to cut out... no, you know what? Maybe it's going to happen automatically. Okay, if I do it like this... All right, maybe I just have to cut it down the middle. All right, let's do that. Let's just cut it right down the middle. I don't know why they didn't cut it. I don't know why I have to cut it, but whatever. Maybe if it's just one cut, then I'm not going to complain too much. All right, so there it is. There's the one cut. And the floor mats now kind of line up in such a way that you can still get to those connector pieces, those like rectangles that we're supposed to connect to. Kind of crazy, but It's there it is. There's floor mats. How about that? Okay. Now, finally, we have to get this piece in. All right, I think I have to clip at least in the middle where they're going to obstruct. So I need to clip the toothpicks here so that they're not in the middle. That was the 2-for-1, if you remember that. All right. Okay. So I clipped the toothpicks out of here so that now this can go on this like spine piece. I think I have to open the doors to get this to fit in. Yeah, there we go. That works. I can't see what I'm doing in there. All right. This angle's a little better. Let me switch so you see what I see. So basically I'm trying to get this in here. And so far it's not even like fitting in. I think maybe I have to shave some of these toothpicks a little better. They're sticking out a little bit and they're preventing this from going in. Yeah, a couple of them kind of split when I cut them, splintered, and they're preventing it from going in right now. I could sand them as well, but let's try now. So open the door and then drop it in. The problem is when I turn it upside down, the floor mats move, so I can't really do that. Because if the floor mats move, they block the rectangles that I'm supposed to be working with. Yeah, this is like the craziest build ever. After mentioning reviews, that this is really the craziest build ever. How am I supposed to keep those floor mats from moving? Do I put them in at the end? No, they clearly want them in before. All right, I just have to memorize where they're supposed to be and slide them back in before I push the middle down. All right, there goes nothing. It's not going in. All right, that seems pretty good. All right, let's move that a little bit. Okay. Okay. I don't think it's fully in, but I think it's pretty good. No, that's no good. It needs to go further forward and then further down. It's like something is keeping it stuck from going down. Maybe those same doorknobs that we were putting on like days ago. Wow, it's just a really tight fit in there. Especially with all those toothpicks. Yeah, that's a really tight fit. Wow. Got it in. Okay. Slightly traumatic, but it's in there. It's not... the pins aren't in, but it's also not going anywhere. Why is this headrest not going back on? Wow. Headrest won't go back on. Okay, there we go. Nope. Wow. Oh, it's the piece broke off. When the piece breaks off, it blocks the hole. All right. Let's try it again. All right. Okay. I don't think there's any chance I'm going to get those 4 pins at the bottom. I mean, I'm working completely blind, and the floor mats are probably blocking my way. So I'm going to see what's next in the instructions. Maybe I'll revisit that. You remember how I was talking about I'm going to do a lot of fine-tuning, so that will be part of the fine-tuning. For now, let's see what's left in the instructions. All right, there is something. All right, so we put the seats in. That's page 70. So page 72 is the toolbox, by the way. I don't know why it just yeah, the toolbox. When I go, every time I go to look at it, it's like zaps 4 pages away. Have to be super slow about zooming in. All right, so the toolbox 450, 448. So is it 2 separate toolboxes? One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess it's like 2 separate toolboxes. All right, so 450 and 448. So they're going to get stuck together by 3 toothpicks. So that's a 5. That's a 5-piece construction. That brings us to $897. I'm glad we're doing the toolbox because we'll get over 900. All right, so 3 toothpicks. 1, 2, 3. Push them into flush. Oh, sorry. I was off camera when I was doing those 3. Okay. So there's the 3 toothpicks. 3 toothpicks in there. 1, 2, 3. I think this will be pretty cool when I get everything fine-tuned and working, but I don't think it was worth 29 days. 29 days is like at least 29 hours. I don't think this puzzle was really like worth 29 hours. But at the same time, if you didn't make, the windshield wipers work and things like that, would it be worth anything at all? Because if the puzzle, there has to be some challenge. It can't be just snapping pieces together, or that's an assembly, not a puzzle. And I'm torn. Is it maybe like the challenge makes it worth it? I don't know. All right, so we need 2 451s. That brings us to $899. So the 451s are these little like attachment pieces, which are also going to take toothpicks. I guess they're going to get attached to the vehicle with toothpicks. They kind of look like musical notes, like the, what's that hockey team? The Jazz or something like that. Oh, that's a basketball team. I think there's some hockey team that has a musical note. Are they in maybe Nashville or something like that, or Memphis, or I don't know. Anyway, that's the piece. Looks like a hockey logo to me. All right, so they go in here in the back. I would have thought they went like this, but they want them like this, which is, to me, seems insane. Yeah, they don't even fit like that. Did I put this on maybe upside down? I think I did. But that's the only way that the 3 toothpicks would have fit. They don't fit. The way they want us to put this piece in doesn't fit. It will fit if I do it like this, but that's not what they asked us to do. But that's the only option, so that's what I'm going to do. The other way is just not going to work. They want it like this. That's not going to work. Going like this. All right, there we go. We're committed. All right. So, same thing with the other half of the toolbox. So, it's going to be 4 pieces plus 3 toothpicks. That's going to bring us to 906. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's get the toothpicks in there. One, 2, 3 toothpicks. And then how does this go? All right, it has to go like this. This is the only way it could go. It could go like this, but that won't change anything. There's 2 ways it can go, but they're just a visual. Structurally, it's symmetric. The only thing that changes is which way the tools are facing, which I don't think that means anything. All right, let's push these pieces through and clip them. These pieces that are clearly too small to be reused, I'm throwing in the box. Though some of them are so small that I don't even catch. This one I did catch. But some of them are so small that they just go flying. All right, so they want it like this. That doesn't work, so we're doing like this. I realize it could mess things up, but that's the only way it'll fit, so that's the only thing we can do. I don't know where this toolbox is even going to go. Inside of the trunk, maybe? All right. Oh! This toolbox is going to go together. Oh, well, looks like we outsmarted ourselves. Or did we? What do you think? Would that close if we put it in the other way? Yeah, no, that's it. No, We did it correct. They gave us bad instructions, and we somehow still got it right. All right, this is the way. This is the way. There's no other way that would work. This is it. So it's one toolbox. All right, so it needs 2 more toothpicks, or 2 more sections of toothpick. Let's grab this toothpick, cut off a couple sections. And actually, you know what? I'm just going to feed this toothpick through the entire thing and then clip it. How about that? How do you like that? And I'm going to count that as only 1 piece. So I'm just going to feed the toothpick all the way through and then clip it 3-4 times, whatever it needs to be clipped. In fact, you could leave that bar going through it. And you could, and then it would be a little bit stronger than if you clipped it 4 times. You can only clip it twice. Like if you clip it here and here and leave the bar in the middle, it'll be a little stronger. I think I want to do that. Unfortunately, this toothpick is not going in. Let's grease it up a little bit more. And we can use the needle nose to really drive it home. All right. Needle nose, do your thing. Okay. Can we get that in there? From here. Yep, we got it. Now we got to get it to come out there. Can we do that? It's butting up against it. All right, that feels like it'll go. Come on. Come on. You can do it. It's pushing it away. It's not going through. It's through. But the toothpick took a lot of damage in the process. All right, we got it. Just want to get it a little bit further so that we get to the body of the toothpick, not the taper. Fuselage, if you want to call it that. All right. Ooh, sorry, that was off camera, but trust me, it went through. All right, so I'm only going to clip it twice, which is good that we counted it as 1 piece, because if we clip it twice, it only is 1 piece. If we clip it 4 times, it's 2 pieces. All right, so that toolbox is done. By the way, what do we do with this toolbox? Oh, here we go. Oh. Oh my goodness. This is a little extra kit. You jack up the car and you put the toolbox. So this is not part of the car. This is like an extra thing you build. Is a jack and a toolbox, and you can do repairs on the car. So it actually doesn't go in the car. I mean, I guess it does, but you know what? This jack has rubber bands and stuff. All right, fine. We'll do it. I'm not in the rubber band, but we said we'd finish this, so let's do it. All right, so 74, 261, 74, and 262. That's 4 pieces. That brings us to 911. 74. We've been saving this sheet. We were saving this sheet from day 1 because it had 2 74s on it. I don't know if you can see that. 74. Been saving this sheet since day 1. All right, so this sheet's going to finally be done. All right, there's our 2 74s. I don't know if it was day 1, but it was some day. What sheet is this? Sheet 7. Probably not day 1, but it was days ago. We've been carrying this sheet for a while because it had 274s on it, but now the sheet is finally done. By the way, this other sheet, which we have been carrying even longer, which is board 3, has 174 on it. That's the only reason we're carrying this sheet, which I just broke by accident. All right, and only 261 and 262. That's the gear. I knew there's one gear. Yeah, there's a gear. 261 and 262. This piece is 262. All right, so 261 and 262. This is some tiny gear. Is it actually going to work? I guess we'll find out. So it goes through the 74. Let's sand this thing, because that 74 is really tiny piece that we're going to be working with. All right, 74. All right, so we get the ridge lined up with the line. No, opposite. The ridge does not go with the line. Actually, maybe it does. In the instruction booklet, it doesn't, but that seems to be the only way that it fits. And as we just saw with the tool case, the instruction book can be wrong from time to time. Maybe that's even why I did it backwards the first. Maybe they gave me the wrong instructions. I don't know. Remember how the night started with the piece backwards? Maybe that was their fault. I don't know. All right. They want this gear waxed, by the way. I mean, of course they do. All gears they want waxed. Let's wax this gear up. All right, let's get it on there. Let's get another 74 on the other side. Such a tiny piece. And they do want one end flush. So one end flush, one end sticking out. So this end will make flush, which it's actually not quite flush yet. Now it is. So one end flush, one end sticking out. Now we need 452 and 459. So that brings us to 913. So 452 is this piece. Oh, so that gear is going to, along with this sawtooth, is going to lift the jack. There are actually two 452s, so this is probably the body of the jack, like the two sides. But for now, we need 459, which is that piece, which, you know, it's a tool, basically. But they're building it into this jack. Maybe you're going to turn that or something. I don't know. Let's see. All right, so we start by putting this through here. All right, so with the gear on the outside. And then this piece goes on the other side. Okay. So we did something. I'm not sure what we did, but we did something. All right. Now, two 453s. So we're up to 915. Two 453s. These are these little babies here. I think I'm going to sand them and wax them, because even though that might sometimes make the piece weaker, it's just too late. This project has been going on for too long, and it's only a jack anyway. So if I over sand the piece and it falls out, so be it. I feel like I need to clean up this background to display this truck when it's actually done. Can't just like have it looking bad. Now, when I put these pieces in, Oh, they want them on the outside. If I put them on the inside, they would restrict the movement of the jack. But they want them on the outside? And they want them like this angle? That's crazy. They don't fit this angle. The other angle they fit. I'm putting them in the other angle. These instructions gone crazy. They're asking for stuff that doesn't make sense. Okay. Okay. Good. Got them in. So I guess this is the inside and this is the outside. So we're probably going to put the other 452. We can put it on right now, I bet. That's probably the next instruction. No. The next instruction is to build the other side. We got to build it before we attach it. So it needs 2 toothpicks, 458, 452, and 455. That's 5 pieces. That brings us to 920. All right. So we are going to start building the other side. Wait till you see the next piece we're doing. I mean, you're welcome to have your own opinion on piece 458, but I mean, the evidence is clear. I mean, just look at this piece. That's the piece we're putting on. So you can think whatever you want about that piece, but I think, as I say, I think the evidence is clear. All right, so, and then we need 455. That's going to hold a rubber band, which could be an issue. All right, now they want two 4Zs. I'd like to point out that we've been building this thing for 29 days, and we used the 2Z a ton. We used the 3Z somewhat. Let me see here. And today is the first day that we're using the 4Z. After we've already built the entire vehicle and we're building a jack, finally they need some 4Zs. They need 2 of them to be exact. Okay, let's take the tip off. No reason to be too close at this point. Cut it too close, just easily do that. Okay. I actually liked better when I wasn't measuring and I was just putting them through and clipping them afterward, because when you do it that way, you get to retain the taper on the toothpick until you cut it. Do you remember how I mentioned that for the first time ever tonight, there's a roof on my studio? It's actually a diffuser, but it covers my whole desk. Anyway, it's a good time I had it because I forgot to hold that piece and it shot up like a rocket, hit the roof, and fell down right into the box. So that worked out perfectly. All right, so now they want us to take this piece like so. And believe me, I take no joy in this. And they want us to put these 2 sticks through it. I probably should have just started at the other end so that I don't have to go through. Is it too late to change the orientation? Yeah. I'm going to just start from the other end, because then I only have to put them in like slightly. All right. Let's do that. No joy in Mudville. Wow. All right, so now this goes with this. This is weird. It goes like halfway through. And then what happens next? Then this piece goes on like this, I think. Yep, definitely it would help if the toothpick was still tapered. It would come in handy right now. Okay. Okay, that's on. So that moves in unison. Alright, there's a little toothpick coming out this end. I don't know if that's like supposed to be like that or what. I just push them in a little bit. Yeah, now they're coming out both ends, so it is what it is. I'll clip it if they ask me to. Alright, so that was 4. So now 5. Okay, now we're going to add the 2 sides together. And in the middle, we're going to put the saw blade, which is 454. So this is going to jack up the saw blade. And by the way, they do have those toothpicks sticking out, so that's not like a problem. That's correct. So this one goes in the middle. I guess the 2 sides are going to kind of pinch that in. That's probably the jack. That's probably the... I don't know why I keep going off camera. Maybe my camera 1 is like not at the same angle as usual. This is probably the part that lifts the car. And then the sawtooth is going to, you know... it's going to roll on this, you know, like you spin this and the gear moves the jack. Sorry, I'm like at a loss for words this late in the stage, this late in the game. All right, let's get this right. So this goes like this. Ah, okay, good. This goes like this, but let's get the orientation correct. It goes like this. Take note of this. I don't know why they didn't have a caution saying take note of this. They do have an instruction to wax it, but they didn't have an instruction about the direction of this. Well, they didn't have a special exclamation point, which usually means like take note. All right, so we got that in there. Now we have to put this side on. How do we do that? It's supposed to fit around that, I guess. Something's not right. Like these are supposed to go like this, but they don't. Well, I think I can just swap these the sides on these 2, and then it'll work. I mean, I'm not sure how it got messed up, but whatever. I'll swap it. Not sure if I fixed it or broke it. Let's just try again. All right, looks good this time. So, yeah, that toothpick does go all the way through. At least one of them is supposed to go all the way through and connect to the other side. Like right there. All right, so seems like this is the one to line up first. There's 2 pins down there. All right, then the circle. And then the toothpick should just line right up like, nope, it didn't. All right, we got it. We're all good. So now we have this jack. Is it going the right? Is it going the wrong direction? We put this on. How? How did we mess that up? The jack is facing the wrong direction. And is that a lock? Somehow the wrong direction. I don't know how this happened. I mean, it's like the easiest thing, but I guess somehow we flipped it around. Yeah. Unless it goes like this. Let's see. If it goes like this, then it's correct. Alright, it's supposed to face... No. It's supposed to face away from the rubber band holder. So it's upside down. So this great work we did, we have to undo it, flip it around, flip around that one piece in the middle, and do it again. Wow. I can't believe that. Okay. How can we not mess up this time? Points away from the rubber band. Okay, good. I have to get it in there. Point away from the rubber band. Good. Now get this one in there. Okay. Circle. Pins, circle, toothpick. I think I again did it off camera. But I'll just have you know that it's now works. The jack now works correctly. So that's good, right? Can jack up the car, I think. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Get it down as low as it'll go. Well, it didn't lift up the car. Did I not get it underneath? There's a kickstand. Or is that the pump? I don't know. Alright, let's make sure we got that under there. Alright, let's try the jack. There we go. Lifted up the car. Good. Probably this is going to add some tension with this rubber band. Okay. So next we need to add a rubber band to one side. Tie it off at 20 and add it to one side. We have one already tied off. I'm just going to assume that that's 20. And the side to add it to is that little piece. See this little piece? That's where we're going to add it. These rubber bands have been my nemesis whole project. I think we have to use this this piece. Paper clippy. The little clippy is going to save us. Almost. Alright, almost. It's in there. Let's get Clippy out before we lose it. Alright, was I off camera? I got the rubber band on, but I think I did it off camera. I also think it's not on like perfectly yet. I switched to this close-up camera so I can look at it and see this rubber band. Because with my eyes, I can't see it. So, I think it's like almost on, but not exactly. If I push it down and then pull it through, I think that should work. Yeah, I think that worked, right? It's still a little bit like hanging over the top. I'm not sure what that's about. What is going on here? I just pulled it out. In an effort to fix it, I broke it. Come on. Got it. It's fixed. Okay, now I can clip the rubber band. Okay. Don't clip it too close. or it'll destroy it. All right. So that's the end of page 72, which we forgot to even mark. We were on 72. So I switched to 72, and let me make a note for someone who just scrolled to page 72 that I hit 72 when I finished it. So you have to rewind a couple minutes. All right, now let's move on to page 73. All right, so the rubber band has to go around something and then clip back. So it has to go around something and then clip here. I see there's two things here. Oh, I have to pull it through? Here? I'm not sure what the hell they're asking for. There's two rubber band things here. If you were to say it should clip to these two ends and then pass through here, I would understand that. But they had to start here. So now I don't understand what they want. Yeah, they want us to start here. Pull through here and here. Like both of them. And then what? By the way, it's really tough to pull through the second one. Like, actually, the first one. Second one, you just keep pulling. Alright, so do I loop it all the way around? Back to where it came from? I think so. Why though? What is that going to do for it? Anyway, I don't get it, but I'll do it. So they want the rubber band looped all the way around back to where it came from. What this does for the build, I have no idea. Oh, sorry. I looped the rubber band around, but I was off camera. Sorry. So the rubber band, did we count the rubber band? I think we did. Anyway, the next piece is 460, and it's just the base for the jack. That's 922. So 460. We don't even have any pieces left. Where's this 460 supposed to come from? We have 446. This board is empty. I don't know where they want this 460 to come from. Am I like staring at it and don't see it? All right, let's go row by row. Top row. All right, row. Here's two 446s. Here's two windshield wipers. Here's two 74s. There's no 446. They didn't give us a 446. All right, I have broken pieces that have been in this box since day one. Let's see if one of them says 446. Nope. Piece 446 doesn't exist. They usually have a picture of the board. Oh, no, 446 exists. 460 doesn't exist. They usually have a picture of the board. Let's go to that. Is it possible that I popped something out of it? It's on board 8. It's right underneath the seats. It's near the hood. All right, we're looking at board 8. All right, here's the hood. Follow this up. Here's 460. We already popped it out. Did something come out the middle of that and we thought it was garbage and threw it out? Oh, I'm going to check the garbage. Yeah, it's in the garbage. All right. Well, all that was in that garbage was, well, now I have a bunch of toothpick wrappers on the floor. But basically, Here's the piece. I don't know why we threw it out. It's apparently wasn't garbage. So I'll clean up the floor after the stream ends, but now we have to put on this 460. And our instructions keep like floating away. All right. So 460 page. Are we really on page 73? Sorry, the instructions just keep like flying away. Every time I try to zoom in, they fly away. I don't know, it's some bug. iPad has to, maybe there's an update for iPads. Anyway, they need to fix how they handle zooming PDFs. You see that? Every time I try to zoom it, it like switches to some other page. All right, page 73. Yeah, okay, we're already on that. All right, so this goes, the jack sticks out from the base. So it goes like this. And then the jack is complete. Just the base of the jack. It's kind of, is it like inside joke that it's a jack and you know, and that piece that they attach to it? Come on. All right, there's the jack. So we built the tool case, we built the jack. All right, what's next? You gotta be kidding me. Another rubber band. The tools? I don't understand what they're trying to do here. You know what they want? They want us to do? They want us to use rubber bands to attach this jack and this toolbox like on this underside here. I'm not going to do that. I think it's like, doesn't even make sense. Plus, for display purposes, you won't see them if you do that. So I'm not going to do that. So that means we're on page 74. All right, page 74 is winding up the engine. All right. So this basically is done. And page 75, page 76 is testing all the functionality, the windows, the wipers and stuff. And page 75 is testing the driving. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move all the tools out of the way. And I'm going to take a picture of this vehicle. You know, move all the crap out of the way. I'm going to take this vehicle, sweep up a little bit. Let me sweep up a little bit. I actually have sticky tape for this, but just for a quick and dirty, just throw it down there. All right, so here's our vehicle. Here's our jack. Here's our tools. Let's enjoy this today. And I'm going to do an inspection to make sure all the parts move. Both the engine and like, you know, the windows and stuff. I'm going to do that off camera. And then I'll bring this back on one other episode just to like show off how everything works. Like, for example, the windshield wipers. They work, but they need to be replaced with longer ones. I'll do that off camera. So for now, let's just take a look at our vehicle. What we've done. So there it is. There's the vehicle. There's the tools. There's the jack. You can open the door. It has a rubber band, so I think it's gonna like close kind of automatically. The engine, I believe, you can pop the hood, you can pop the trunk. Let's try popping the hood, the trunk. Sorry. So I pressed on the button, and that should pop the trunk. All right, and there's how we make it drive. That's the engine is in the trunk. In terms of a model, the engine's in the trunk. The actual like engine is in the front, and the gear, the button to pop that is inside here. So I press that in here. Am I getting the right piece of wood? There it is. And then you see the engine in there. To close it, press that piece a little bit again. As we talked about, there's wipers here. All right, and there's windows. There's a control in there. You can see on this other side maybe. There's a crank here that can turn these windows up, down. All right, so that's it for tonight. Maybe we'll come back and you know, look at this again. But I think for now, it is. This is it. This is your Ugears Dream Cabriolet VM-05. Complete. I mean, it looks pretty nice, I think. I'm not sure it's worth 28 days, but it looks pretty nice. Did the windshield fall down a little bit? All right, it looks a little better with the windshield up. Okay. Ugears Dream Cabriolet VM-05. That's it. Oh, I forgot to mention the wheels turn. These front wheels, they actually turn. And I believe they turn based on the wheel. Like, you can turn this wheel and it will actually turn the front. Do you see that? Okay, I think that is supposed to hook up with this, and then it will move it. Yeah, all right. I'm not sure why that's punching off. So that's another thing I'm going to look into offline. But basically, when you turn this wheel, it turns this stick, and this stick is supposed to stay in here. I probably could rubber band that on, and when that's in there, let's say, then you can actually move the tires. You move this piece, and it moves the direction of the tires. So this is a drivable car. If you were like Stuart Little or something like that, you could drive this car. And you can see the spark plugs move when you drive it. Oh, okay. I'm going to say goodnight for tonight because I just popped off the windshield and the doorknob. Anyway, Ugears Dream Cabriolet VM-05. We spent, let me just show you one more thing. If you fold down these back seats, there's a fire extinguisher on one side and a first aid kit on the other. There's some cool stuff in this. I'm not sure I showed you everything. There's the jack and the toolbox. The toolbox obviously opens up. It's filled with tools. But it's 29 days. We're not going to spend any more days. This vehicle is done. Ugears Dream Cabriolet VM-05. Tomorrow, we're going to do something. I'll tell you, for tomorrow, we're going to fill up. I have this wheel over here. Let me show you. So, over here, I have this wheel. So, tomorrow, we're going to take a bunch of, I think there's 12 options here. I think I've got at least 12 boxes of things that are one day projects. So we're going to fill them all up on this, and we're going to spin it, each night for 12 nights, and we're going to do a 1-day project each night. If one of those projects goes over 1 day, we'll put it aside and leave it for after the 12. So we're definitely going to have 12 different items in 12 days. I'll just show you like a couple of them really quickly tonight, and then I'll say goodnight. So here's just 3 of them I had really close to my desk. So this one is like Pac-Man Lego. This showed up today. The box is a little broken, but you know, we'll try that. This one is really cool. I almost did this a couple of weeks ago, and then I put it off. This is like a Nintendo Wii, but the games are built in, and it plugs direct into the computer. But it has like the light sensor, and it has the controller, and it's so it's like a Kinect/Wii, and you plug it straight into your computer, and it's like $29. So we're gonna try that out. I'll probably use this camera, but pulled back a little, so you can see me like standing back there when I review it. And then there's the other one. This game, it's kind of like Tetris, but in real life. Like you actually move the pieces. So I got at least 12 of these, but we'll pick 12 of them. We'll put them on the board here, the Wheel of Fortune, and then each night we'll spin it and we'll see what we're gonna do that night. All right, so come back tomorrow and we're gonna start with 12 items on the Wheel of Fortune. Thanks for sticking with me on the stream, Cabriolet. Good night. See you tomorrow.